Hey, look, Lando, at least you can blame the Russian weather. I just stuffed it up. All right, mate, look, I've got to go. I'm getting another call. All right. Hello? Jeff, what's wrong, mate? Come to the factory floor, why? All right. I'll be right there. Ha ha ha, very good, guys. Hilarious. You're very funny. You're very funny. I didn't realize we had so many comedians here. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing for the French Grand Prix. And after after my massive bottle job in Canada, we're going to try and rebound in France and see if we can score some points. Now let's have a look and see what we can do in between races here. Looks like we have 2 weeks. So we have reaction training for sportsmen. I'm always tempted to do that. Acclaim for myself, which is a 4-day event. Durability, team building, which we could do. Sponsor advertising, and the money's not that important, but the team acclaim could be useful. A marketing strategy conference and a chassis equipment upgrade. That, I think, is a no-brainer, isn't it? So let's do that. I do think we just want to keep investing in Schwartzman as much as possible. That gives us 4 days. Do we go with myself for acclaim? Or do we do team acclaim and durability team building maybe? Maybe we do that because it's more acclaim for the team and a little bit of cash as well, which isn't, the cash isn't important, but I think that's maybe the way we do that. Now, if we have a look at the facilities, we have 3.63 million in the bank. That's not going to be enough to do any upgrades. Can we do anything personnel-wise? No, we're going to be a little bit short there. Analysis suite, we could do that. Second driver's experience, that will be moderately improved. I think there's better things we could do, isn't there? So let's, and marketing is quite expensive to upgrade, isn't it? Yeah, 12 million, Jesus. So let's leave that as it is. The R&D side of things, everybody's morale, you can see there, is normal, so that's fine. Now, in terms of R&D in progress, we know coming into this race we have 2 major upgrades. Hopefully they're all going to go through. The weight chassis distribution should go through because it failed last time. And the recovery system, I can't remember if that failed or if that's a first-time thing, so it could potentially fail again, but let's not hope that that's going to happen. So we do have just over 2,000 points, which means we can do something here. We have a major upgrade on the front wing, which is tempting. We have a DRS major upgrade, which is tempting. I mean, they're all relatively major upgrades, aren't they? Another front downforce major upgrade. And it's just a rear downforce major upgrade it is. So we can do one of those. If we go and have a look at the chassis side of things, we've got light wheel rims. Again, a major upgrade. Lighter wheels which reduce wheel inertia. But what does that actually... So I wonder if that'll save tire wear, weight reduction. So it's just a general weight reduction. A minor upgrade to tire wear with the blankets. The powertrain. That's a minor upgrade. That is a major upgrade on fuel efficiency. Yeah, all right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go back. We're going to get this front wing one because it makes sense to do the front first, doesn't it? So we'll do that. That'll be here in a couple of races' time for the British Grand Prix. That leaves us 800 or so points. Now, you did have something we could do for 800, wasn't it? Was it this one? The crankshaft, 400. We've got to do it to get to the next upgrade, so let's do that. That leaves us 300 or so in the bank. It could put us above Red Bull. Obviously, everything is continuously moving, but that could be quite major for us. And if we look at the progress history, after the Canadian race, it looks as though we fell a little bit behind Aston Martin and AlphaTauri, but we're well ahead, aren't we, of the other 3. Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Haas are well behind us, so... We're in the mid-pack, which is where we want to be. Now, we did have an ICE... slight issue last time, so we'll go to the second power unit for the ICE for this race. Everything else is fairly fine. The turbocharger's going, so let's maybe fit that for the next one as well. And then we might do a complete one ready for Austria, which is the race after that, of course. The gearbox is on its last race before it gets upgraded, and it looks absolutely fine. The corporate side of things, we've just renewed the sponsorship because I don't see the sense in changing too much. Contracts, how long we got for Schwartzman? We just got to make sure. Mental note to self: I keep the 2.5 million in the bank so we can keep Schwartzman with us. The driver market doesn't really affect us too much at this point. The finances, we can see there, we haven't upgraded anything, so we've made a profit. And the finance history, again, you can see we're on the uptick of of finances before we upgrade something. And if we look at the standings, it should have been so much better. I'm still upset at myself, but no points for us in Canada, despite leading for most of the race. We finished 18th in the end. It's so disappointing, isn't it? If we go and have a look now, France last season we came 15th. I think it was a wet race last season, if I remember correctly, as well. So let's see if we can improve on that and get some points. Our rivalry with Alonso is coming down to the end. Again, it should have been so much better after Canada, but it's not. And with 2 races to go, we find ourselves in a very difficult position. And if we have a look at my driver stats here, 1 pole position. And still no podiums or anything else, and an average finish of 14th. So that is how everything is looking back at the factory. Let's sim ahead. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Marketing event. Alright, let's see what this is. With a bit of a social media crisis, someone is sharing a clip around from yesterday's interview featuring Schwartzman that, when presented out of context, comes off poorly. Oh, that's just funny, isn't it? It's certainly not going down well with our fan base, and subsequent Twitter storm isn't earning us any brownie points either with our sponsors. What should we do? Apologize, ignore. I mean, I'm going to ignore it. I think it's funny. These things. It's just dealing with that. Something out of context is funny. It's just funny. As long as it's not racist. But if it's out of context, it doesn't really matter, does it? Restart R&D. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that?
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through. But some of them have failed quality control.
Jeff, you're killing me, mate. Absolutely killing me.
Via the R&D
Absolutely killing me. What has happened? So we got the fuel tank, so it's the other one. It's our other major upgrade. And we're not going to be able to... Oh, can we get it? We can still get it. Just. So we'll have it for Austria, which I suppose is better than nothing, but... Come on, guys. Just get it right the first time for me, please. There's the sponsorship event, and it is time to go to the French Grand Prix. Okay, so we can see the messages. You can see also the track map there if you're unfamiliar with it. Looks as though there could be some rain in qualifying. Now, that's likely Q3, where we will probably not get to. We'll see how free practice goes, obviously. There's the development chart. We are just behind AlphaTauri and the others there. But it is what it is. Guys, I'm going to go do some free practice, and then I will see you for qualifying 1, and hopefully it'll be dry. Alright, free practice is done. FP2 and 3, we were inside the top 10. I think we were 9th, maybe, in both of them. So we're a chance of Q3. I've got to say, the car feels really good. I don't know if it's that repositioned fuel tank or not, but it just feels like we've got a good setup here. So let's see how we do. Let's get into Q1. Alright, first run in Q1. I've really got to stop saying the car's good before I qualify, don't I? Put pressure on myself there. Now, there is rain predicted any time through qualifying, not just in Q3 like I initially thought. So, ideally here, we'll just get this lap in, and then if it rains, it's not going to be our problem. What the car does feel good is, it just feels like we can carry a little bit more speed through corners. Which is obviously, that's a little bit tardy on the exit there, which is obviously a fantastic thing. That was not very good through there at all, actually. Yeah, so that's obviously good. If it shows the car is moving forward. How is it moving forward compared to everybody else? I guess time would tell. Schwartzman was sort of low teens. I've missed that. In free practice. So I think it is moving forward. It's maybe in Schwartzman's hands. Maybe, you know, there is a chance of points. I think he could score points this season. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one. This corner here, you just feel like you just wait till it feels like it's impossible to brake and still make the corner, and then you wait a little bit more and brake. It's a ridiculous corner, but good fun to take, I've got to say. A little bit too fast. It's not too bad there. As long as you get a decent exit, you can carry the speed. And this is another one where you can carry... gone too heavy on the brakes there. Good exit out of this corner, and that might be enough for us. It wasn't a perfect lap by any means, but if we can get into the 130s, we'll see. 132, it should be enough. We're P4. So it was enough in the end, quite comfortably. We get P13 in Q1, and I believe Schwartzman has gone through with us. Yes, he has. And you can see in the background there, the track is, it looks a little bit damp, doesn't it? Now, unfortunately for us, Alonso's gone through, our rival, of course, so we're going to need to do a little bit better in Q2. Let's see how we do. Alright, we are in Q2. You will notice, the eagle-eyed amongst you, that it is raining. Now, we are in 12th. I have done some laps already, but obviously in 12th, these are going to be the money laps if we are going to get out of the session. But the rain does feel heavier than it did earlier. It does look heavier. So that's not ideal. You can see we are up a little bit. We've lost that there running wide. It's a bit of a balancing act between trying to go fast, but not obviously too fast for the conditions. And that's not great. Alright, let's try this again. It'll be our final attempt. Just over a minute to go. And, well, I don't know how much time we need, but we need a little bit of time here, don't we? Oh, I tell you what, with the rain, it's that bollard, it's impossible, and we're already almost done. We're going to have to take some big risks elsewhere now. Trying with the 7/10. Alright, I mean, it goes to show how much faster we could be. I mean, we've already pulled back half a second. So that's frustrating. Too deep. There, it's a bad exit. Oh, I think we could have done this. We're back out to half a second behind. We're going to have to try and take this flat. I'm not sure if we can. I'm going to say we probably can't, but we did. This is a long way wide. But we might. No, it's not going to happen, is it? So there we go. It is P13 in the end. Alonso has outqualified us, so that hurts the rivalry. And Schwartzman is P16. So that brings us to the race. It's supposed to be dry. Let's see what we can do.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Daniel Ricciardo has a clear view ahead from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Lando Norris and Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Oldtimer, Sebastian Vettel and Stroll, Schwartzman, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen and George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Okay, so we've moved up a position to 12th, and I think that is enough if we look at the race strategy to make me think we just stay on what everybody else is doing, try and get a good start into the points, and hopefully stay there. We'll take a little bit of petrol out as well, and let's do this. So here we go for the French Grand Prix. McLaren and Mercedes share the front row, and what sort of long hold. And we get a good start compared to Ocon on the medium tyres, good start compared to Alonso on the medium tyres.
Accumulating some wear on the MG UK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
So more issues on the reliability side of things. We've got a little bit of a battle going on here with Vettel on our outside. Looks like we've got Stroll coming up on our inside. Can we split the Aston Martins into the chicane? Just about. We've still got Vettel on the outside. And that should be, with the inside there, job done. And looks like Alonso sneaks up the inside of Vettel as well. But that's P10. Solid start. Very good start indeed, actually. We'll take that. As we go on to the long back straight, the Minstrel straight. And there is, of course, the chicane in the middle of it as well. Looks like Daniel Ricciardo is leading. Nice one, Danny Rick. Good exit out of here. We go up the rest of the straight, and you can see it's, I mean, obviously it's the first lap. It's very, very close, but there is a gap that we're sort of in the middle of between Gasly ahead and Alonso behind. Now, Alonso, as I said at the start there, is on the medium tyre, so that probably explains it a little bit. But if we can sort of push forward, we might get a little bit of a gap there and protect this 10th. Now, we're going to skip ahead a little bit here to the end of the second lap, beginning of the third lap, when DRS becomes available. You can see that we have closed up.
Approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
We have closed up to the back of Gasly. We've got a nice little gap of almost 2 seconds to Alonso. So that means we're not going to be under attack from DRS, but we are going to have it to attack with. But just look at the train. It is, well, it's a train of almost the entire field here. So I wonder if someone at the front there has either got a bit of damage, or given that qualifying in Q2 was wet, I wonder if somebody up there has got a medium tyre and is able to sort of hold everybody up, in which case you'd fancy them to go on and win it. But you can see we do have DRS, but this is the old-fashioned DRS train, isn't it? Everybody has DRS, so you don't make any impression. A little bit deep on the brakes there. And yeah, it's going to be difficult if this is how things stay. You can see there's the 2 Mercedes. It's the second Mercedes, which is Hamilton, that appears to be the block here. It's Ricciardo. Look at that, streaking clear, 2.5 seconds over Valtteri Bottas. And if we can maybe get closer and pick them off one by one here, but as I say, DRS train, it's difficult to make any sort of inroads, given that everybody has the DRS. But we are quite quick through the final sector, and I seem to have found a couple of lines that are different to the AI and seem to work for us. Just hit the inside curb there, which throws us a little bit wide. But again, we're going to have DRS, and so does Gasly and everybody in front of us. So it doesn't really make too much of an impact, and it could be a struggle, this one. It's just, yeah, we're not making any. It's DRS train, isn't it? We're going to have to try and get a good run off of a corner, and we're getting close there. Oh, obviously it's me. I thought about sticking the nose up the inside there, but all that ultimately would have done is give us a bad exit from the corner, and we would have lost more time than we gained, I think. A little bit of a shortcut perhaps there across the infield, or the inside of the corner. I love to clear my throat, don't I? And again, DRS train, even with the DRS and the battery power, we're just unable to make any sort of impression on Gasly in front. Because he's probably doing the exact same thing, isn't he? Now we've got a pretty good exit there on the battery. We have a look at the inside here. I really don't want to do that. It's a very, very fast corner. And let's see what we've got here. Now, this is where we do make a little bit of time up. You can see if we get a good exit, there might be something on for us here. Can we have a look down the inside? Late on the brakes, and we duck up the inside. A nice clean move, which is unlike me. A little bit of a squiggle there on the exit. Let's have a look at it from outboard. And yeah, just got up the inside, sliced in. And with a little bit of power oversteer, we still managed to get the job done and hold the position. So that's P9 now. Excellent job. A little bit wide there, go a little bit deep. But it should all come back to us. We've got the inside to this slow corner.
Some information on Alonso. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Well, that's a shame, isn't it? As we drive away from Gasly.
Rivalry 1.
So we're going to skip ahead now to lap 6, and you can see in front of us there a couple of cars have dove into the pits, and behind us Gasly has done the same thing. So we go up, we're in P8 right now, we're about to go up to P4 I think it is, yeah, as the leaders all come in.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in-lap you can.
And as Jeff has just said there, this is our in-lap, so we want to give it everything and hopefully avoid an undercut. Gasly was still right behind us, and we are in a train of cars, so we are going to have fresher tyres as well, albeit mediums, which we know I struggle on. But if we can get a good lap in here, stay at the back of Perez, even close up a little bit. We're just outside DRS, or we're just inside DRS. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. DRS up this straight would be a massive help. And it looks, is the rear wing open there? I can't see. Yeah, it is open. So we have managed to get DRS, so that will help us on this in lap. Didn't brake late or too deep, which is good into that. If we get a good exit. It's always tough on aging tyres too. We don't have, this is sort of the least grip that we'll have on this set of tyres, but trying to go as fast as possible, but then not lose time. Look, that's the lead of the race right there. The two Mercedes, Perez, and then us. We're running at the front, which is really good. And so far, I haven't thrown it away this race, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, we're right there, aren't we? We're right there. What I didn't see is what tyres the Mercedes are on, but we're about to come into the pits here. We can get a nice quick exit in, little bits just about staying on the track, and we'll go for some team radio. Well, this has been a fun race so far. Really enjoyed it. Nice move we put on Gasly. Hopefully we're not going to get jumped in the stops here. Hopefully the AVR boys will do a nice one for us. But yeah, we are looking reasonably good for points here. I would guess. Come on, boys. Good quick stop. Can we jump Perez? I don't think we can. No, there he is.
Racing as you leave the pit.
All right, let's do this. Come on, let's get some points.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Oh, and look at what we've come out into. Perez slices in between the two Ferraris. We are out in P10. Is there somebody in front of us there that hasn't stopped? No, we were at P10 anyway, weren't we, coming in? Because we had taken Gasly for P10. And crucially, Gasly is over a second behind us. So we've actually won out there, which is good. So he's going to leave the DRS train. We are still in it. And we've got Carlos Sainz in front of us in the Ferrari. Let's see what we can do. Again, on the button, we've got DRS as well. On the button's an IndyCar term. I don't know why I keep saying it. It's just stuck in my head. Another throat clearing on the Minstrel Straight. Now, can we get up the inside of Perez? Of Sainz. We're a little bit too far back. If we get a good exit here. We haven't got a bad exit. We're on the battery again. And here we go, looking at the inside. Sainz, I don't want to do this, mate. Back out. I don't want to do this. Oh, and chicken out of it. It's really, obviously, it's a flat-out corner, but I find that our car, and it's just, I think, the lack of downforce that we perhaps have, it's really marginal on the medium tyres as to whether, and even on the aging softs, as to whether or not we can take it flat. It doesn't necessarily even look like it from the outboard, but you're sort of dicing with the steering wheel. Don't know why I'm mimicking it, you can't see what I'm doing, but you're just trying to make sure the back doesn't step out. So, and the front as well, obviously the front sort of slides a little bit, so it's really on edge. We've got a good run here on Sainz though, out of the last corner. There's somebody coming out of the pits. Can we do this round the outside? Can we stop it? We can. We'll have the inside for the next corner. We just show him the curve, and there we go. That is P8. Another look at it. Mercedes coming out of the pits. We go round the outside there, which is the inside for this one, and we just run him out of road, and that is job done. And we get a nice little gap on him as well, as he didn't obviously have the best exit as we showed him the curb, and we might not quite have broken the DRS to him. So we're back behind Sergio Perez. We're getting good at seeing the back of this Red Bull, aren't we? But the fact we're seeing the back of a Red Bull is progress. Back onto the Minstrel Straight we go. And I mean, there's only what, 5 or so laps to go, 4 laps to go. But you know, the lead of the race is not that far away, and after Canada, where we were very competitive, we weren't that competitive here last year. I think, what did I say at the top? I think we came 15th here last year. So the fact that we're running right up the front with the leaders is amazing, to be honest. Really pleased with it. And if we can get a couple more positions, this will be all good points in the championship as well. Gasly looks like he's going to get a point, doesn't he, for 10th? He's sort of in his own no man's land there. But there's no Alpha. Tsunoda's not getting points. The Aston Martins don't look like they're getting points. So we could really, and even the Alpines don't look like they're going to get any points today. Oh, Sainz having a sneaky look down the outside. So if we can get a couple more positions here, we could really pull that gap to Aston Martin and sort of consolidate 7th in the championship, and then even close the gap to Alpine. And could we even dare dream of getting 6th in the Constructors this year? Still a long way to go in the championship, of course. A little bit deep on the brakes there. Really trying to get as close to Perez as we can coming into the DRS zone up here at the back straight. But obviously if we overcook it, it doesn't do us any good, does it? But we can close in. What we don't know is... we've gone a little bit wide there. That's not ideal. A little bit of a squirrely exit there as well. And that's lost us time. How close is Sainz behind? He does have DRS. He's far enough back we don't have to worry about him. And I'm saving the battery power as well. Get a good turn in. And if we can get a good exit here as well. Look at the time we made up on that chicane on the cars in front. It makes you wonder what's wrong with Verstappen here. He's definitely holding up Leclerc and Perez, and I dare say we could probably go faster as well if we could get some clean air. A little bit deep again there, but Sainz is far enough back and we'll get a good exit as we straighten it. And again, we close right in on the back of Perez, and if we can get close enough through these last couple of corners, could we have a run on him into the first corner? Really nicely done there. I've turned that, I haven't quite taken that straight enough. It exits is not the best, and you can see that Perez has driven away from us there, and that's maybe a slight...
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
3 laps to go, Jeff. Calm down, mate. We'll get to the end. We're definitely faster, aren't we? It's the DRS train that is absolutely... It's killing it right now. Bit of an overhead shot so we can see. I mean, Sainz is right there as well. Looking for us, you can see, straighten the exit, get as good a run onto the straight as we can. We're right there with Perez this time. Oh, we've mucked up the exit though. Again, oversteer as we get onto the gas, and that's going to give Sainz a big opportunity, I think, to look at the back of us. As you can see, the gap to Perez has really widened out there, and that's a shame. And we've gone deep on the brakes as well. Oh dear, can we get a better exit? We cut. And Sainz is coming up the inside of us. Is he braver than I am? Yes, he is.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
And that is back down to P9 we go. Can we get a good exit here? Can we maybe set him up for a Gasly move? Can we go up the inside late on the brakes? Little bit of contact, but we have managed to get him back again.
We've got 2 laps of fuel left.
We've got a little bit of issue on the exit there, but... Oh... Whose fault is that? There was definitely front to rear contact there. You'd say maybe I did dive it in there, maybe 60-40 my fault that one, but he certainly was turning in, wasn't he? He wasn't going to give us much room. But all's well that ends well, no damage to either car, and we go into lap 12 now. Eyes forward, trying again now to get Perez. It's that last corner onto the back straight, isn't it? That's the one that we've got to get the maximum of. And again, just power oversteer on the mediums as they come out of the corner. But if we can get a good run through this section, that's a little bit cheeky. And I do get a warning for corner cutting. It's exit here, and then this one, it's really difficult to not, as you turn and get the power on. It's a terrible exit.
I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards will award you a penalty.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Not doing it on purpose, mate. But there we go. We've got a terrible exit. Sainz with the DRS goes down the outside. We have the inside, and we are late enough on the brakes. We can sort of force him out and keep the position. But we have fallen outside of a second back to Perez now. And is that little moment on the... coming onto the back straight there going to cost us any chance of P7, and if we don't have DRS we might be in a little bit of trouble to Sainz. We need to desperately try and get back within that second. We're what, 2-3 tenths out. Big end to the lap, we could maybe... Oh, we're right there again. Come on, Aussie Villain, we need this DRS. We need this DRS. Of course, if we don't get it on the front straight, it doesn't mean we won't get it on the back straight. It's a different detection point. But we are a tenth outside of DRS for the front straight. But Sainz is too far back to make a move.
This is your final lap of the race.
So we go on to the final lap. It's P8. We're not going to be able to get any higher up than that. We just need to try and protect from Sainz. We're 0.2, 0.3 out. We're losing time. We need to really... Can we dive it in here and somehow get this DRS? I don't think we're going to manage it. Oh, it's 1.3. We haven't got DRS. We need a good exit. And again, it's better, but a little bit. I think that's the DRS detection point there, actually. But we're still 0.3, 0.4 back. We don't have DRS. We go to the inside, trying to defend. We've got not much battery power. There goes Sainz, driving past. And we have to just pull in behind and... Well, we're not going to concede defeat. We've already pulled one move off on him at the end of the lap. If we can stay with him, get a good run through these corners, we might be able to do it again. What we don't have, you can see, is a 0 battery. And I dare say he does have battery because he is, because we do have a corner cutting warning as well, don't we? Oh, big power oversteer there, just trying to desperately get up the inside of Sainz there, but we've got a little bit more battery power, but it's not going to happen, is it? It's going to be P9, and, well, is it going to be P9? How far back is Gasly? 3.5, 3.7.
You've been awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
So we should be safe. We should have a big enough gap on Gasly. The penalty doesn't make a difference. But we were just a sitting duck at the end with Sainz and his DRS. Great race, though. Really enjoyed that. Shame it had to end, really.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team. And they certainly deserve it.
So there we go. In the end, I feel like P9's almost a little bit disappointing. We were, I think, quite clearly faster than at least Verstappen and up. Or certainly Verstappen anyway. Maybe the other two would have got clear of Verstappen if they'd passed him. But yeah, just a shame at the end there. We had no defense against Sainz. Just lost DRS on Perez at the wrong time, didn't we? And as I said at the end there, we were just a sitting duck, unfortunately. If we're looking for where Schwartzman finished, unfortunately he went backwards, was beaten by Kimi Räikkönen, and that's a shame because our car is better than the Alfa Romeo. We really need him to be finishing at least above the, the three cars that are, the six drivers that are in the cars that are we're better than. We beat Alonso though, our rival, on-track rival, which is good. And if we look at the standings, we have moved above Ocon up into 12th. Again, it could have been so much better, couldn't it? Alonso is still ahead of us. In the constructor standings, we stay 7th, 5 points. We're in touch of AlphaTauri. We are in touch with AlphaTauri if I don't throw away wins again. And Alpine, not that far away either, are they? So that was a good race. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. So we can see the rivalry there with Alonso. We've pulled one back, but we're getting to the point now where one race to go. It's not enough, is it? It's not enough. So that's unfortunate. Looks like we're going to lose that rivalry. But if you have enjoyed that as much as I did, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I did learn. I didn't go for a silly dive bomb or anything to try and get the position back on Sainz. I thought I drove a relatively good race, I've got to be honest, if I'm giving myself some praise. But there we go, there's the sponsorship money as well. I did lose a few front wings in free practice, so got a little bit of damage there as well. But guys, I will see you next time. Next up, it's the Austrian Grand Prix, and I believe the Austrian Grand Prix last year was, if not our best, then one of our better results of the season. So it could be a good one. Could we be up for another pole position, podium run, maybe even a win like we were in Canada? We'll find out next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.